Hi. Hello. Hi, guys. Good evening, and welcome to another Saturday Live with Miss OJ. How are we doing today? How are we doing? Today is today, right? I'm super excited. This is the very first time I will be hosting two persons at the same time. So, yes, it's a very, very exciting, or rather, it's going to be very exciting. I know. So, we're going to wait for them to join us. I was going to ask a question, however, I know if I ask that question now, you will not answer me. So, let me just keep quiet. I will still ask. So, the sad thing is we will normally or usually shy away from admitting that we were once abused before, because of stigma and all of that. However, you can put it out there. It can give us an insight. Thank you so much, Mr. Marcus. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Mark. So it can give us an insight, to what we'll be discussing today. So I have one of my speaker already trying to join in. Okay, so I'm going to let her in right away. Okay, so. I'm so excited today. I can't even contain my joy. I can't contain my joy. Who do we have here?
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Oh my God, I am facing a beauty queen. Ha ha ha. Oh my God. I'm a celeb now. I'm hanging out with beauty queens. Hello, Ma.
Hello, Ma.
How
Thanks
you
for having
doing?
me. I'm doing great.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Trust me, it's my pleasure. Before everybody else gets to meet you, you are doing a fantastic job, honestly.
Thank
Like,
you.
when I see pretty girls go out there to make impact in the society without relying on what they look like, it just gives me great joy. So you're doing an awesome job. So we're waiting
Thank you
for
so much.
BB. Okay, so BB, if you are here, just send me a request and I will let you in
I can see her on the screen.
so we can all start together. Yeah, I can see her. I can see she's here. So let me send her a request. So I just invited you, BB. All right, so pending when she joins us, can you quickly tell us who you are? Let's meet you. Don't leave anything. Don't be humble. Tell us who you are.
Good evening, everyone. Before I start, I can see one of my sisters. She's the founder of She Unite Africa. She's really doing a very great job.
Oh,
Yeah, she's the one
whoa.
calling my
Awesome.
name.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Okay,
Oh.
my name is Queen Mercy Ndubisi. I'm a 5 times build queen and a runway model.
5 times. Wow.
I'm the founder of the Miriam Mujunwa Girls Foundation and also the African Phenomenal Representative Leaders. In the course of
Awesome.
my topic on sexual abuse, I will give a little insight about my NGO, but I will talk
Oh,
about the
awesome.
African Phenomenal Representative Leaders. It all came out during the lockdown. We are all glued to our phones and all that, and I get to meet African sisters from other African countries that are doing what I'm doing. And I came up with the idea, why not we come together and form a group and share ideas, and because we are almost fighting the same cause, and it's like Africa is having the same issue. And that's how the book started. And so far, we are in 9 African countries, and we are praying for God for more growth.
Oh, awesome. Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. I am more than glad to have you here. Hi,
Thank you,
Beep.
Ma.
I'm
Hello,
trying to. Oh, hello. You're here. Good evening.
good evening.
I'm super glad to have you join us today.
Oh, I'm excited too to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so please can we meet you? Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Sorry, what?
Can you tell us about yourself, please?
Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. Hello.
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Yeah, good evening. My name is
Good
Yalhara
evening.
Samson Balami. I'm from Borno State, Nigeria, as the name implies. So, I'm an early childhood care educator. Yeah, so I'm a child behavior therapist, which means I work with special needs children that have behavioral issues, which Balami initiative. So me having the initiative and working with children is a passion for me. I love children a lot. I just love seeing them blossom, and it's been a great honor to have children around, and then to work with them is something that is awesome. You just get blessed every time you meet them. So I think
Okay, so thank you so much. It's an honor to have you here. So I have a sex therapist, behavioral therapist, a beauty queen, and the founder of an NGO. Or rather, both of you have NGOs. So this life is a rich life. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so before
thank you for having
we
us.
proceed,
Thank you very much for me.
I want to speak to those in that have joined us on this live. Now, the issue or one of the reasons why people don't heal of abuses is because we're not given the opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah.
And the reasons, or one of the reason that we are not that we don't talk about it is because of stigma. So look at the rape case with the actress, I think Princess and Yomi, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm calling
Yes.
the right names. Now, she spoke up, and look at how, twist and turn society, everybody giving their opinion here and there. If you are in that situation, you will find it very difficult to speak out because of how people like to stigmatize people that have been abused before. So if you are here in the audience and you want to talk about it, when we talk about abuses, we're not only referring to sexual abuse. It can be any type of abuse. So just put it down there in the chat. So as we are progressing, we'll be able to talk about it. And we know that we're not talking to, talking about things that don't exist. I can tell you, I can beat my chest and tell you that 80% of the young ladies you see walking on the streets have been abused one way or another. So we can talk about it tonight. Just get it off your chest. Nobody's judging you here. We have a therapist in the house that can help you as well. Okay, so I'm going to throw my first question to Queen. Queen, what are the different types of abuses that we have, or what are the different types of abuses that we should be paying attention to?
Okay, before I start, my apologies for coming on a live show looking like I'm coming out from my bedroom. This is me on a Saturday, and I'm so sorry coming with this face. I won't try it next time, so please, my apologies.
No, it's fine.
Previously, I've known 4 types of abuse, but today I did some few research. I don't want to come out with my previous knowledge. And I found out that there are up to like 7 types of abuse. We have the sexual abuse, which is the main topic why we are here this evening. We also have the physical abuse, the one we know, the punching, and the physical abuse. We have the verbal abuse, which can be linked to emotional abuse, like using words that are not nice. Like growing up, while I was in boarding school, command in Bonny State, and I guess people abuse me that I'm very skinny. And there is particular girl that always abused me of having being too flat behind. So those are the verbal abuse. We have the mental abuse, which is psychological. We have the financial abuse. We have the cultural abuse, that is your identity. And of course, the sexual abuse, which is really eating us deeply.
Okay. Thank you. I want to put a spotlight on verbal abuse. Now, verbal abuse to me is one abuse that doesn't have evidence. Like you can't find, someone is abusing you verbally, there is no evidence. So, Bibi, I want you to put a little bit of a spotlight on verbal abuse.
Okay, so for verbal abuse, usually verbal abuse is under emotional abuse. Do you understand? Under abuses, the major ones we have is sexual abuse, neglect, emotional, and sexual. So verbal now is under emotional abuse. Usually, those kind of abuse, it does more harm to a child. Because
Exactly.
when you're doing therapy with children that go through verbal abuse, it's usually very hard. Because the person that is abusing them call them different names. And usually when you see someone that is a verbal abuser, especially maybe parents, caregivers, and so on, once they see the child, they will start abusing the child. Do you understand? They'll be like this crackhead or this child that doesn't know anything. That's usually the that sometimes we are too blind.
Because the body can heal. Yeah, the body can heal.
Yes, the body heals, and then it's easier for you to walk when there's a physical injury on the body than something that comes from the heart that is emotional. Do you understand?
Exactly.
So most people that go through those emotional abuse, they tend up to be very wicked individuals. They don't listen to any other person. They have this built up anger in them. That whenever you say things, they don't even
That's how we
listen
are in
to
this
it.
country. That means all of us have been abused.
The truth is that 90% of us as adults, we have mental issues. Do you understand?
Oh yeah.
It's
Someone
typical.
had to say it.
No,
Someone
really,
had to say it.
we have. That's just the truth. Naturally, as humans, we have some mental issues. It's just that not always visible. Do you understand? It's not that visible. It's not like being raped and so on. But many people have it that they don't want to accept. That's why people don't go to therapists.
Exactly. So with what you were saying now is
Yes.
verbal abuse or emotional abuse can even leave a long-lasting impact on the person receiving this abuse than physical abuse.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, and you also mentioned that verbal abuse is one of the reasons why you see a lot of people with built-up anger. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, I'm just going to say the truth the way it is. Most of us were abused growing up. Parents, siblings, classmates. Growing up in my secondary school, my God, my nickname was Amoeba. That was it. Like it was Amoeba because I was on the big side. I didn't have the whole curves here and there, and then I didn't start producing breasts very early. So my shape was just, just. So that was my nickname. So the first time I heard I was beautiful, I was shocked. I was looking for the person. Is it me? Like, did you just call me beauty? Because I grew up already with the mentality of what? Of this is who you are, this is what you are. So, and the healing process, like you just mentioned, it takes a longer time to heal. Honestly, I can't even take that away. Because as you are working every day you wake up, the words are in your head. You can't get it out easily. It's not a wound that you can go to the hospital to treat. So you can't get it out. You have to, I wanted to say you have to go for therapy. But however, you already mentioned that we don't go for therapy. But all right, let's just move on. So we've talked about the different types of abuse, and we have put a spotlight um, on emotional abuse, that's verbal abuse. So now I'm back to you, Queen. Can we now put a spotlight on sexual abuse?
Okay, sexual abuse is a behavior or a sexual act forced upon a woman, a man, and a child without their consent. Sexual abuse is an act of violence which the attacker uses against someone that they think is weaker than themselves.
Sorry, you are cracking. I didn't really hear that.
Can you hear me now? Okay, I said I still don't get the fact why an adult.
Yes, Mercy, we can hear you.
Okay, I still don't
Sorry,
get.
please, my network.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay, proceed, please.
Okay, I still don't get the
Proceed,
fact
please.
why an adult will have a sexual act with a kid. Like I said earlier, I'm going to talk about that when I'll talk about my NGO, why I started the NGO as we proceed. Miriam Ujunwa Girls Foundation, the name Miriam Ujunwa is my immediate younger sister. My name is Mercy. And at a very younger age, when she was 8, she was abused and we lost her. She
Oh my
6 feet
God.
down from,
Jesus
yes.
Christ. Oh my God.
And
Oh wow.
at first, we didn't really know what happened, but the doctor kept telling us that she's been abused, and we later found out that it was my senior cousin who was living with us that has been doing that, and nobody knew. So after we grew, and years later, I got into modeling and I started meeting people and I tell my stories, and I met a barrister that said, let's open an NGO so you tell your stories. People will hear you more from it. And later I got found out that she was also a victim, Barrister Tony. She's a victim also from age 8 from her uncle that she called a dad, but she survived it. But my sister didn't survive it. So I'm telling her story on her behalf. I'm letting family to be aware of activities happening in their home. That concept of their cousins, their family friends, their siblings, this is a pastor, I trust this person, shouldn't be. When a child is not comfortable with an adult, don't force the child. Try to find out why. And when a child is too comfortable with an adult, also try to find out why. We also know about the story of Ochianya. Like when hers came up, I remembered my sister very well because we were the same age, 8, and Ochianya died. You see, these things happen every day in our society. I could beat my chest that as we are here talking about it, somebody somewhere is being abused. But it's a good thing we started creating awareness on it, and people have started being wiser than they were earlier. If my mom knew this is okay, those days they would tell us, don't talk to that uncle, don't talk to that boy, don't go close to this boy, that uncle. But they didn't know that the devil was living with us. So I always tell people, when you educate girls and women about the environmental hazard, don't forget the home, because most times the devil live with us.
Mm. Wow.
Yes.
I'm so sorry you had to, wow, like I just grew, became cold. I'm so sorry you had to go through all of that. That's wow. Please, I have a very important question. What happened to the uncle? Where is the uncle or the cousin that did this?
He was thrown out of the house then, and all those kind of topic is a family dent, is a taboo and all that, and we shouldn't talk about it. And for years, nobody talked about it. But she's a name that when mentioned in my family, everybody gets moody. But now I have an NGO in her name, so she's being mentioned every day. So he's somewhere still alive, but I just know that someday God will ask him for the blood he shed.
Well, I'm so sorry that your family had to go through that. Now that honestly, that's the reason. And funny enough, I'm sorry you had to lose your sister, but there were signs. There were signs that
Yeah, we are,
we
but
didn't
we are
know.
blind. We are blind. We didn't see it.
Can you put a spotlight on these signs? Like, what are the signs? How, thinking about it now, what are the things now that you wish you had thought about better back then to be able to understand or know that your sister was being abused?
As of then, I was few months older than her. She was 8, I was 9. But I could recall my grandma always said he always buys sweet and chewing gum and.
The network is a little bit.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
I can hear you, but you were breaking a while ago.
Okay. One of the signs we noticed then that we kept blind, we were blind on it, was that he would always buy her things and always make us feel
Oh,
she's his favorite. We didn't know that behind closed doors he was doing something evil. That was what he used, and we didn't see that coming. And when we knew what was happening, the damage was done, she was bleeding, really bleeding. Before my uncle said, before they got to the hospital, that she died at the hospital entrance. That was the doctor's report that we got to know what happened. Which years later he confessed, but my mom told him that you will still pay for what you did, because she did him no wrong, letting him into her home. So we should just be careful.
oh my God! Like, I'm literally weak. But I don't know. I must salute you for the courage you have. Like I'm a third party, and I'm literally cold right now. But for you, you're still finding your voice to be out there, still pushing this and ensuring that it doesn't happen to another person.
Yeah.
Ensuring that the pain that you feel, someone else does not have to go through that. Thank you so much. That's all I can say.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
and thank you so much. Oh, all right. Let me move to BB. Now, I want us to narrow this to education. So can you let us know how abuse can affect a child's learning? Because according to research, when automatically when a child is being abused, be it domestic abuse, verbal abuse, be it sexual abuse, it affects the child's ability to learn and the child's performance. Now, you have worked with children as a sex therapist. You have worked with children. Can you just give us, an expert insight to know how it happens what are the signs to know that this child is being abused? Can you also let us know how abuse affects a child's learning?
Okay. The truth is that it affects you from the whole, not just from your learning, but from your individuality. It affects who you are generally. So now coming to your learning, usually for children that have been abused, whether it's through emotional, physical, sexual, or neglect, they always withdraw, questioning themselves like, am I the
Why
only
me?
person? Why did this happen
Exactly. Why
to me?
me?
Why
How? Why
me?
me? Why did it choose me? Exactly.
That means that I'm not even relevant. That is why it happened to me. Do you
Oh,
understand? So some of them, they just lose interest in learning anything. They feel there's no need to participate in sports, to participate in reading quiz, to participate in anything. It feels useless because, like, what am I now living for? Do you understand? So that's why therapy has to come in for you to tell the child that with or without that, you are who you are supposed to be. Don't allow things like that bring you down. Don't allow
I'll
people
define
break
you.
who you
Exactly.
are. Yes, don't allow incidents to make you feel as if you are not worth who you are.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think another thing I'm going to take out of there is it's not you. The problem can never be you. The problem is with
At all.
the animal. You know sometimes, right? When we try to put a spotlight on sexual abuse, 80%
Yes.
of time our attention goes to ladies. But it will shock you to know after this live section, if you are here, I need you to go and ask anybody, anybody at all, any man around your life, who was the first person that introduced him to sex. You will find out that 80% of the response you get, they were ladies that were older than them.
Exactly.
But because they are men, right? We don't tend to look at it as abuse because it's only a lady that can be abused, you know. So I had a child in a place I worked a long time ago, top high flyer, topping the class. And then all of a sudden, the child became cold. Nobody knew what the problem was. Nobody knew, we just felt like he was beginning to play too much. That's why he was no longer serious. And then on this day, he was heading home. And inside the school bus, he took a pencil and poked the vagina of another child in the school bus. And immediately, of course, we had to move the issue to the management level. And after thorough investigation, we found out that the housemaid in the house was already um, giving him hand jobs, giving him blow jobs, allowing him use different things in her private region, and all of that. So these were the reasons why this child was getting cold, and he was trying to pass on the same thing he was getting to another child. So, having
Someone
said
else.
that, Queen, back to you. I know the society downplays sexual abuse on men. So I want you to just let us know, what do you think about sexual abuse when it regards the opposite sex? That's when an older lady abuses a younger guy or vice versa.
What I would say from my end is we are not saying that guys are not being abused, but the statistics we always see, out of 10 boys, 2 is being abused, and out of 10 girls, 8 is being abused.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I said, it's only the girls that are being abused. No, the boys also are abused, but just like we said earlier, the mental and the psychological abuse. That's idea that you are a guy and you should man up, and they keep their mouth shut and they keep manning up. The
And
same
some of
way
them enjoy
ladies
it.
are being physical
Yeah.
same way ladies are being physical abused, men are also being physical abused, but they man up.
Yeah.
So why we educate the ladies to speak out, we also tell the guys to please speak out. So we are not being discriminating or just talking about the ladies, just that our statistics is much. But yes, the boys are being abused, and I will also tell you to please speak up.
Okay.
Just
Thank you very
like
much.
when I said that you should be mindful who you let into your homes. I've
Yeah.
heard ugly stories about people who let people into their home, even if it's strangers or people you know. Also watch for your, like you said, your house help. Don't be that I know it's not easy going to work, coming back, taking care of the home, but please don't just let the house girl be the one taking care of your children. Because those house help, I don't want to condemn anyone. They really do a lot on our kids that we don't know. So please, viewers and we that are here, guys are being abused, but they just want to man up and they keep quiet.
Yeah, I think parents should also get cameras. Like if you're going to leave people in charge of the kids that took you 7 months, 9 months to carry, put a camera because sometimes humans are just humans. Like we can't control what they are
It's not
doing.
just about it's not just about even keeping the camera. Let your child trust you to tell you anything and everything.
Exactly.
Because sometimes, what if the camera don't work? We might not be that buoyant to keep that camera, and even if we
Yeah.
do, how to maintain it is another issue. But if you can make your child to trust you, if you can be the noisy parent that poke nose into everything, not making that be uncomfortable, but try to know how was who is talking to you, who did you talk to, what happened in school, what happened in my absence at home, what did auntie this person tell you, what did uncle this person tell you. From there you will know. Your little kids, bait them yourself. Wash their private yourself. I've had a mother that said I was bathing my daughter while I wash her private. She was ouch. And that was when she started asking her questions. Why? She thought maybe she fell. And the next thing she said was that Uncle this died, the husband's younger brother, who was doing this to her. That was how the thing came out.
Wow.
So thank
Jesus.
God she said that they let me beat my daughter and she found out. So let's not allow people to do some certain things for us.
Okay, thank you. Baby, back to
Keep your
you now.
child very close,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Baby, back to you now. What age do you think is appropriate for us to introduce sex education to children?
Sex education does not have age whatsoever. It doesn't have any age limit. It doesn't have any age that is written. Some books will tell you that you should start sex education when the child is 4, 5. No, start sex education when the child can listen to you. Start it
Oh,
now
wow.
before you lose the child. The way you are telling the child, come in your language, come, and you are translating it in English. Tell the child the importance of each part. There are some parents that even,
And the
I
names.
encourage parents to always, yes, tell them the exact name. Don't call it PP, don't call it no. Call it with the name exactly. No need to hide it. No, your PP, don't, no, 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 no. When you tell the child the name, when someone touches, the truth about sex education for children is when you start doing it, even if somebody holds their hands, they will report to you that somebody has held their hands.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
for children that are already outspoken like that, the abuser
Mm-hmm.
is
Yes.
afraid that a 2-year-old already knows what the vagina is. Already, what you're going to tell the child is it is used for urinating, and nobody is supposed to touch it. So when the abuser knows that, oh, this child knows this is this is her vagina, I am scared to touch it because I know that the child will say, mommy, someone touched my vagina and so on. So there's no age. So long as your child can call mommy, daddy, start telling them about it so that we can stop those abusers from abusing them. Because abusers usually go for the children that are always quiet. They don't go for the ones that are outspoken because they know that the ones that are outspoken will tell on them. So they always go to the
Yes.
ones that are scared, that the ones that they can threaten. If you tell anybody this is what will happen to you, I might kill you, or nobody will believe you, and so on. Usually for children that are abused, the abuser always tell them that nobody will believe you. I'm the grown up here, and so on. So it makes the child scared and afraid of opening up. But when you tell the child basic things that the child is supposed to know, as the child grows up, you advance in teaching that child. You don't just stop at this is used for urine, this is used for, no. You keep on advancing as the child grows. The way we are seeing children grow very fast these days.
Yeah.
Unlike before, that a child will be 10 and you will not know anything. Now, a child of 4 years already knows what sex is, already knows the importance of sex. So if you don't attack it, the world will definitely tell the child. There are people, sometimes abusers are not always grown up. There are even some children are abusers themselves because they've been introduced to abuse. So they will tend to abuse someone else.
And adding to what she said, adding to what she said, most times it's not even a physical individual that is teaching the child, it's the internet. But we now have phones. Even having a house help, you keep a phone in the house to checkmate them, and they have access to the internet and they go view what they're not supposed to view. So while you're educating the child on sex education, also be mindful what the child is watching on his or her phone or viewing on the internet. The cyberspace is really causing great damage in our kids. And even on the adults, the youth, the adults, the youth, the kids, the internet space is causing a lot of damage.
Yes, I totally agree with that. So, Bibi, can you let us know, what inspired you to this line? What exactly? What's the story? What's your story?
Well, basically, I just let's just say I really don't know. Maybe something just. The truth is that I have love for children, and then applying for school as usual, we all want to study law, medicine, and so on. But sometimes we don't get that. Nigeria always mess you up by giving you some things, and they don't give you what you want. Lots of us wanted to do some courses that will make us have money fast, and then that's the truth. We all wanted to make fast money. So I think when I wrote JAM and so on, I got early childhood care education. I was like, why don't I try it? I checked online, I did research, asked people, and then people were saying, yes, it's kind of a good course. Just try it. Though in Nigeria, they don't even value it, but just try it. And I said, okay, maybe God is directing me that way. So, which I did. I tried it and then I liked it along the line. Definitely when we started, you know how it is, not what you wanted, but then at the long run, we started loving. Some people did not like, they did change of course and so on. But then I loved it. I enjoyed it. And so from there, I was in school. We started just because we did teaching practice and practicum. So long as you do education, you are always in schools and so on. So usually they give us a child to study and so on and write about. And then I was fortunate to have a child that was abused. So from there, I started talking to her and, and I was almost a victim of abuse, but it took the grace of God, So I felt it and then I started working with the child, doing research and so on. And then I just had passion for it all of a sudden. And, luckily for me at that time, there were so many courses online. Sometimes God just works miracle that maybe you might just keep on seeing things that are related to what you do. Then I kept on seeing so many things on early childhood care education and so on. And I started embarking on some of them, going little by little. And then I just loved it at the long run. And then I'm glad I really chose that path. I didn't really wait for Jam to give me the law I wanted.
Trust
So,
me, if you were there, you would have been frustrated. So
you know,
so here today, so that means this topic that we picked is not a wrong topic. Having being a first hand, should I don't use the word participant, but you have experienced abuse yourself, and then we also have someone
yeah,
who because of abuse lost her younger sister. So with
exactly.
this now, what do we do? I know both of you already have foundations now, so what is our job? How can we push this forward? Because my mind is a little bit different. I'm very, very passionate about sexual purity, and then I also have a friend who is passionate about the same thing, and then she called me up one day and she said, during Easter, can we go and distribute pad? Can we go and do this? Can we go and do that? Educate them what's the value of abstinence and all of that. But I went through your pages and I see that you are already doing this. So can you just let us know more? I'm going to start with you, Queen. Let us know more about your foundation. I know it's really sad that you had to start the foundation because someone abused your sister. You lost your sister in that process. And I want to know what emotion you feel now that for every day someone says mug, the first thing that comes to your mind is your sister's name. It keeps ringing, isn't it? So how do you now how are you doing it? How are you turning your pain into passion? How are you waking up every morning impacting people? What exactly is this whole foundation all about? And then let us know, we now, the viewers, myself, how do we come in to partner with you to ensure that we clean the street? It's almost impossible, but we'll just try our best. So just let us know.
Okay, what I do with my foundation is calling her name every day is not easy, but I'm happy that I get to keep her memory alive. Like, as long as that NGO keeps moving, she might even be more popular than I am. So I'm using that platform to educate our parents, our caregivers, our guardians to be watchful.
Mm.
We've slept enough,
Mm.
and people like her have died enough. And I'm using it to like create awareness to let parents know that this is what is happening in our environment. And I and Bibi we're planning on going to secondary schools and bringing up topics like this. Also, the NGO will also advocate on menstrual hygiene. As a young ladies, we have our own share of having vaginal infection because we are told that menstruation is dirty and it's taboo and we don't speak about it. So even growing up as a child, I didn't really know what menstruation is all about. We are only told that you are not a woman and you can get pregnant, so you shouldn't let boys touch you. That was the only thing we knew about menstruation, but we now know better. So we go into community like villages and tell them the importance of menstrual hygiene and how good it is to menstruate as a woman. So I will be asking for more awareness on the NGO. I and Bibi, we are planning on something would coming the National Day of the Girl Child. We always use any opportunity we have to talk about um, abuse on family. We'll let the girls know they shouldn't fall for any threats. Whatever the person is telling them, because my own sister's case was that my cousin kept a very big wood under his bed and told her that whenever she tells someone she's going to kill my mother. That was part of the reason she didn't speak up. So we'll
What?
bring this up and let them know that let them know that they're lying and they're trying to just threaten you. So if you're hearing my voice nice, please you can extend what I've said now to everybody you know. Let parents be careful, mothers be careful, fathers be careful. Because 80% of sexual abuse is from people you know. People abusing our kids are people we know, not even outsiders. So before you protect your child from your neighbors, from the distant people you see so far, start from the home. Charity begins at home. If someone you know that will kill you, there is this Igbo adage that says it's the rat in the house that tells the rat in the bush that there is fish in the kitchen. So these abusers are people we know. People abusing our kids, people abusing us are people we know. So I don't know how much to stretch this. I'm not a good talker, but please let's let the public know that our abusers are very close to us. They are people we trust with our life. That person you think is an uncle is Jesus Christ, is the person abusing our kids. So I'll just ask for more awareness to tell more of my story. Maybe by then some parents will believe that these things are really happening in our environment.
All right, thank you so much. So we have heard her awareness. Let's send this to the ends of the earth. One child, we lost one child, and we're not ready to lose another. So abusers and hardly strangers. Thank you so much, Queen.
Yeah.
You're doing an amazing job. So let's hear from you, baby. Bibi, are you here? Or the network?
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay, let's hear from you, please.
OJ,
Yes, I'm with you. I said, let's hear from you. The goal. What is the end goal for you? What is that thing that keeps you moving? What is that thing that keeps your initiative going? What is that thing you hope to achieve with what you're doing currently?
well, what I hope to achieve, like mine, I'm not based on only the girl child. I believe in the boy child too. So because we have
Thank you.
less of people advocating for the boy child, I am more of a boy child person. You know, we have so many people advocating for the girl child, even the goals and so on, the UN and so on. They always advocate for the girl child, and we are forgetting that the boys.
You're cracking. You're breaking. You're breaking. Hello? Hello? You're breaking. Uh, you're breaking.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, a bit better.
Okay, I said my main aim is not to just settle on the girl child. I am more of a boy child advocate. Right now, we are working on a project on Lead African Boys Movement,
Okay.
which will be going to rural areas, IDP camps to talk about boys because they feel left out usually. When you go to IDP camps and you want to see girls, they always feel left out, because nobody comes to talk to them more to life than just being the breadwinner, than just being the one that doesn't get hot and so on. So my main objective is the way I'm working with the girl child, that's the way I should be working with the boy child because they are important too. So that because now there's a lot of issues on transgender. One of the attention is being driven away or taken away from them. They only think about girls. So that's why usually most of them, due to research, turn themselves to women.
So they can get this attention. Exactly. Yeah.
Attention, you know.
That's a very valid
When
point. Yeah.
you know, yeah, 90% now you can see a guy under the bridge crying and there's nobody will care about him. But then when it's a lady, there are lots of people that try to ask what's wrong, what happened, and so on. But then when it's a guy, nobody does that. They'll be like, he'll be fine, he's a guy, and so on. So it shouldn't be
He's
that
a
way.
man. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you so much, guys, for coming here. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Thank you. So, any final words from you, Queen?
My final word this evening will be we should not stop. We should okay, network. Let us just round up. Network.
Yeah.
Finally.
Hey, network. Yeah.
I said my final word this evening is that we should all go get our PVC and make things right. So we'll reduce our struggle.
I like that final one. So you guys have heard, that's the final word. Go and get your PVC. It doesn't matter who you want to vote for, but get your PVC, at least vote.
Yeah.
And we all know in
Yes.
our hearts that we know the voice, the person for
The right
change
thing.
and the person for hope. I just hope that God help us to make the right decision. All right, thank you so
Amen.
much. It was a very and if you come to my normal life, I used to shout and jump, but today I'm very calm because I didn't see this part of the story. I got very emotional, but thank you so much for coming here to share your heart.
Thank you
I
for having
am
me.
so
Thank you for
grateful,
having me.
and I am hoping. Not
Thank you so
hoping.
much.
I am. Can you hear me?
I
Yeah,
can hear
I'm
you.
not hoping. I am very sure that there is a project I'm working
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Bye.
8 p.m. next week, Saturday, I am bringing somebody. Hey, hey. You want to know who I'm bringing next week, Saturday? I'm not going to tell you guys. So stay tuned, stay connected to Miss OJ. If you're not following me, please follow me right after this live. Stay connected because I have more exciting, interesting conversations coming your way. So bye. Go to church and get your PVC. Bye.